My name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 455. Please turn to page number 455. The very first problem on the page, the one dealing with the triangles. Let's take a look at it. This is what we are given in problem number 10. This is what we are given here. We are given a triangle here, and inside it we are told that this line is at x degrees, and so is this one. We have P, Q, R, S and T. We're told this is 8 and this is 10. This is the picture as it is given to us. The concept that they're trying to test in this particular question is something that I'm going to explain on the side here. We're going to keep this this picture by itself so that we can work on it. Here's what's going on. Let's do it here. For example, if we have a triangle like this here, let's say this is 3 and this is 6. Well, how can we explain? 3, 4 and a 9, let's say. I'm making it up, you understand? 3, 4 and a 9. And if I draw another triangle here, which looks something like this. Okay, keep listening. And if we are told that this is x degrees, and so is this one, and if this is y degree, and so is this one, and if this is z degrees, and so is this one, if the three angles of one triangle are exactly equal to the three angles of the other triangle, the two triangles are called congruent. Just give me 1 second. I'm still here. I have not left the room. Just give me 1 second. I forgot to do something. They're called congruent. They are equal to each other. In other words, what it is that this big triangle that you see there is actually not a big, it's not a different triangle. It's what's going on essentially is this. We draw a triangle on a piece of paper. We draw a small triangle on a piece of paper, any kind of triangle that you want, any kind of triangle, and then we put it in a Xerox machine and we magnify it. Magnify it by 100% or 200% or 300%. It's still the same triangle that comes out of a machine. It's been enlarged, but nothing has changed about it. Another way of saying the same thing is that in the enlarged version, the sides are going to be in the same ratio as in the original version. The sides are going to be in the same ratio. For example, here the ratio is 3 to 4 to 9. So if we put down here, let's say if we are told that this is 6 and we are told that this is 18, what would this side be? Well, this is 6, which is 3 times 2. It's been twice as much as this guy. This is 18, which is 9 times 2, twice as much as this guy. Therefore, this one would have to be 4 times 2. That's it. They have to be in the same ratio. They have to be in the same ratio in order for the line to be able to connect to each other, because the angles are the same. The inside angles are the same. So if you extend one line by twice the length of the original line, and if you extend the other one by twice the length, the third one has to be extended by twice the length also. That's all it is. That's what they're testing here. What's going on here is this. Okay, watch what happens here. Watch what happens. We know that this angle is equal to this angle. They tell us that. Okay? If we have a line here like this, and if you're told that this angle is equal to this angle, what they essentially have told us is that this line, L1, is parallel to L2. L1 is parallel to L2. This line Q to T is parallel to R to S. And if the two lines are parallel, then these angles must also be equal to each other. These angles that are formed there will also be equal to each other. And finally, the third angle, which is angle here, let's call it X, Y, and Z, which of course is same for both the triangles, because they share that particular angle. The two triangles that we're talking about are these: triangle PQT and triangle PRS. They're congruent. In other words, all the sides are going to be in the same ratio. What they're asking here is this. They're asking us for the ratio of PT over PS. Where's PT? PT over PS. PS is the longer side. P to S is the longer side, P to T is the shorter one. So this ratio these two sides are going to be in the same ratio as Q to T over R to S. They're going to be in the same ratio, which is Q to T is 8, this is 10, that's your answer, 4 over 10 or 4 over 10, 8 over 10 or 4/5. That's it, 4/5 is the answer is E. And that's all they're trying to test here, the concept that these two triangles are congruent triangles, all the sides are in the same ratio. Therefore, since they tell us this length of the two of the sides of the same area, these two sides must be in the same ratio also. And similarly, these two sides are in the same ratio, the ratio being 8 to 10. You understand? All the ratios are going to be stick the same. That's it. Number 11 is what we're going to do next. In number 11, they're giving us a chart there, a graph here. A good use of your time would be to actually take down the observations from the chart very quickly. So here's our W and here's our length. When W is 1, look at the chart, look at the graph here and tell me what is the length of the fish when the fish is 1 week old. When the fish is 1 week old, if you look at the chart very carefully, it falls between 0 and 20, so that's 10. What's the length of the fish when it is 3 weeks old? You don't have to do every single one of them, just a few points. And when it's 3 weeks old, if you look at the chart very carefully, you will see that it is 30. When it is 5 weeks old, you will see that it is 50. And when it is 7 weeks old, it is 70, and so on and so forth. What we find is that the length of the fish is always 10 times the width. The length of the fish is always 10 times its age in weeks. So if the fish is 4 weeks old, it's 40 inches long. That's how it grows. That's it, we're done. That's the answer. The answer is D. Let's do the next one. I think I'm going to change this marker. This marker is not very dark anymore. It was dying. Next one. Now next one is a funny question. We'll see what happens here. It's funny because if you get what they're talking about, you're done with it like that. If you don't, then it takes a while, obviously. So here's what's given to us. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 5, 5. That's not a 55, that's 5, 5. And then N, and then another 6. I don't want to confuse you. This doesn't really matter. There is one more 6 here. For the numbers listed above, the only mode is 5. All right. The only mode is 5. Mode, as you know, is the most. This one is no good. I'm going to retard this one too. Mode is the most frequently appearing number in a series. The number that appears most frequently is called the mode, and we are told that in this particular series, the mode is, there is only one mode. The only mode, we are told, the only mode is 5. Let's see how many times 5 occurs. 1, right here, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a 6, another 6, one more 6, and then a 7 and an N. And the question simply is, I'm going to read the question to you verbatim. I'm going to read it to you verbatim. Each of the following could be the value of n except, alright, so for numbers listed above, the only mode is 5 and the median is 6. Now the fact that the median is 6 is completely worthless information to us. We will not use it. It is just there to annoy you. It's not useful. We're not interested in that. The question simply is, which of the following could be the value of n? Each of the following could be the value of n except 1. So what they're claiming is that they're giving us 5 values of n there, All of them are possible except one. Which one is it? Well, which is right here. They tell you that the only mode is 5. What do you suppose would happen? What do you suppose would happen if you were to replace this n by a 6? If you were to replace that n by a 6, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 4 6s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 4 5s. We'll end up with 2 modes. This series is, there are some series like that where there are 2 numbers that appear equally frequently. And such series are called bimodal. This series is not bimodal. That's what they're telling us here. This series is not bimodal. The only mode is 5, which means you cannot have more than one mode, which means n is not possible, which means n cannot be 6. Because if n were 6, we'll end up with 4 6s and 4 5s. We'll end up with bimodal series. We do not have bimodal series. There is only one mode. N cannot be 6. That's it. We are done. The fact that the median is whatever it is, blah blah blah. We are not interested in that. We could care less about it. Do you understand? That's it, we're done. N cannot be 6. Why? Because if n were 6, we'll end up with 2 modes. Number 12. Some questions are like that, where you can't really show somebody a solution because there is not much there to show. Actually, that was number 12, wasn't it? Number 13. The very last one on the page, let's take a look at it. It says, in the Venn diagram above, the number in each region indicates how many the number in each region indicates how many elements are there in the region. Obviously, bloody hell! Pointing out the bloody obvious. Huh? That's what Venn diagram means. How many elements are in the intersection of set Y and Z? Oh, there you go then. How many are in the intersection of set Y and Z? There is our Y, there is our Z, and where do they intersect? Y and Z intersect in this region. This is the intersection of Y and Z. And how many elements are there? Well, let's find out, shall we? I'm going to change the color. Right in this region here, we're told that there is 3. That 3 belongs to Y and Z. And similarly, this one also, this 7 also belongs to Y and Z. The fact that this 3 belongs to Y, belongs to set X, Y, and Z, the fact that this 3 belongs to the intersection of all three areas is not the point here. The point is, it belongs to set Y, these 3 people belong to set Y, and they belong to set Z. These 7 people also belong to Z, and they belong to Y. Therefore, there are 10 people that belong to Y and Z. That's it. We are done. The answer is C. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Bye now.